Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of the Fresh Podcast. I got my ninja over here, Dizzho.
As your boy never smoked in his life, Dizzho.
You got me, Master, just guy just trying to make it happen here. Making baby steps here, but we're here making the Fresh Podcast for the first time. How you doing, man?
Man,
I know.
I already told you what happened.
I know.
Day. I'm not going to go into it. That's another story, but man, I'm chilling,
Yeah, but at the same time, I know this is something that we've talked about for a long time
ago.
A
minute, because I was always thinking about doing a podcast, but I just didn't know where to start. And then I remember I was watching one of your streams, and you said something about a podcast. I was just like, yo, me too. And then it's been
It's been several months. Since then. Because I remember talking about it back in. I remember thinking about the idea originally, and then eventually just being like, okay, this is what I want to do, and then I felt comfortable talking about it. So then I mentioned it back in and I think it was like February.
Earlier this year.
Yeah, and I was just like, I think I'm gonna do a podcast. I'm gonna get to it at some point. So now we're here.
And
then I know you hit me up. You're like, hey, I've been thinking about doing a podcast.
Yep.
There was a whole transitional thing that was going on. I think in both our lives. So I was just kind of like. Yeah. All right, makes sense. Let's try to talk about it. Let's try to see if we can make it happen. We've been brainstorming
a lot of behind the scenes going on with the equipment, the cameras, the headphones. We still got chairs coming in. We got another camera coming in.
Yep.
Like we level 1, but your boy's about to be level 15 soon.
Yeah. So hopefully everything sounds good, and everybody that's listening on the podcast right now can hear us clearly. We sound good, it seems like. So
yeah, I can
hopefully
hear you crystal clear.
So I like that. So I want to make sure they can hear us nice and clear. So, Dizzho.
What's up, my boy?
So, also known as a.k.a.
Dizzho.
Delmar.
Delmar Hill, yes. I forgot how old I was. 28. I'll be 29 this year. I'm a mailman for USPS. I've been gaming all my life.
You were born and raised in Dallas?
Sherman. Born and raised in Sherman, Texas. Okay. But then I moved to Dallas when my senior year in high school, family stuff. Mm-hmm. Then went back and forth, ended up moving back to Sherman to go to school and to work. Ended up not finishing school. Just, school, for me, college isn't for everybody. Would I like to go back? Yeah, but not right now. Mm-hmm. And then ended up moving back down this way in the Dallas area for the job I currently have. Okay. So, yeah, man, that's just a little about me. How about yourself?
Well, I've had quite a journey.
How old are you?
I am age unknown, not available. When people look at my ID, I'm just old enough to drink. That's all you need to know. You know what I'm saying? But I was born and raised in El Paso. So for those that may not have followed me for a very, very long time, I was actually born in El Paso, grew up there until I graduated high school. Okay. And then I ended up moving to Dallas for school. Okay. So I came out here for school. I was going to do actually, funny story is before I even was going to do school, I was actually thinking heavily of going into the Air Force. My brother was in the Army, so I was thinking, Air Force is kind of cool. It'd be great if I can fly a jet. That's kind of my dream, since I could get to fly a jet or even a helicopter, whatever. So I was thinking into that. My mom was very like, no, your brother's in the Army. I already had to deal with him in the Army. I really don't want you to be in.
Well, instead of dropping bombs, you're dropping Izuna drops.
Izuna drops. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. So the reference that he's talking about is that I ended up playing a game called Dead or Alive. I was actually playing Dead or Alive back in high school anyway.
Core values.
Yep. It's a thing, apparently.
That will never die.
Yeah. And so I ended up playing DOA, and even back when I was in high school. But anyway, I ended up graduating. High school came over here to Dallas. Ended up going to DeVry. I was going into computer engineering. Okay. So that's what I ended up doing. So I was doing a little bit. I did very light programming. So I kind of get a gist of some things every now and then. I'm like, oh, okay, so that makes sense because I see it happen, even though I don't know all the little things that go into it. But I kind of understand some of the frustrations that programmers go through or developers to some extent. And also appreciate it a lot because, like, okay, they go through, they do all this other stuff.
I mean, without them,
Yeah.
I have a lot of this stuff.
It's true. That's true. I don't think a lot of this will be possible. Having said that, it didn't end up working out for me. Similar to you, I was like, you know what? I was very disappointed with the, I guess, the university or college experience overall. I was like, you know what? Yeah, it's a time to kind of party a little bit, but at the same time, you're trying to get work done. But when it kind of came down to getting work done, it's like you start to realize, wow, I'm paying these professors so much, and most of the time they're referencing just the book.
Right.
It's like, just read the book.
Right.
It's like, or they're just not very approachable or whatever.
Right. I mean, you got to look at it in this day and age. Like, I've learned more off of Google and YouTube. Honestly, like, I mean, I'm not saying I can, like, go and just be a doctor, but
Of course not,
just
of course,
everyday things I didn't know or how to do certain things. How to code. You can learn how to code. There's stuff all on YouTube. How to code, you know.
Yeah, and if it ain't on YouTube, you can just look it up on Google, rather it be text or actual visual aids. So I was a little bit disappointed in that regard. I still try to go back to it every now and then, but it's funny because during that transition, when I was like not doing too well, like I had gone through a semester or so, or I think 1 year or whatever, and during that transition, I was Dead or Alive, the fighting game, went online for the first time. So I played Xbox.
So you started vanilla,
Yeah.
like day one, the first ever Dead or Alive.
Well, no, I didn't start vanilla actually. I started with Dead or Alive 2.
Okay.
I ended up going back and playing DOA 1, but it was completely different.
Oh,
It's not even the same game.
What system was 2 on?
2 was on the Sega Dreamcast initially. Sega
Never played
Dreamcast,
it.
then PlayStation, then Xbox.
Okay.
And that's how it went on. But anyway, not to make it too long, basically I ended up playing that, ended up being really good at it. I always felt I was good at it, so I was like, playing online. I was like, that's like a dream come true. You get to play everybody around the world. Ended up being a lot of people, more than I expected even. And my name started getting around. Big tournament.
Manny or Master?
Master. The word master, yeah. So
Master of the craft.
yeah, so the name Master started going around, and tournaments started going around, and they were just like everybody else was like, oh, he just wins online. He's just an online player. So I was kind of in that similar mindset.
You're just good. You're a Wi-Fi or you're an online warrior.
Yeah, online warrior, just like everybody goes through today.
Right.
And then ended up going offline, competing, ended up winning. And if I didn't win, I usually placed top 3 or whatever, and then ended up traveling around the world. I've been to many places because of video games. And
So let me ask you this: how'd you get the gamer tag Master? Like, where'd that come from?
Master actually came from I just wanted it as a name at first initially as something like to be respected.
Okay.
Just something that's like, okay, that's a name, Master. Like, wow, like that's like not necessarily the wow factor, but like, who is this guy that calls himself Master and why is that?
Right.
And then be able to back it up. You know what I'm saying? So when I was able to do that, it was just like, oh, all right, cool. But it was actually even before even DOA. It was like a Phantasy Star Online thing and other games and stuff like that.
I'm the same way. Dizzho, that's like my first ever gamer tag, and then it just traveled with me till
yeah,
now.
basically.
When it sticks.
Yeah.
It sticks.
And it's so funny because some of my friends, they saw that name like, oh, you think you're so cool. So they would come up with like high profile names. So I had a friend called King, another one called Emperor, Lord, and then God or whatever. They would have all different kinds of like high profile names.
And time out again. You said Phantasy Star Live? Bro, that's throwback.
Yeah, it's real throwback. So when people would see those names or whatever, or my friends would see those names, it's like, okay, I got to come up with my own high profile name. So that's just how, kind of like that friendship kind of grew together.
Okay.
So having said that, I ended up playing professionally. Played professionally for a few years. Was on TV and all that good stuff, and then built a really good relationship with the development team.
Nice.
Before and after their own transition and weird, roller coaster that they went through. And now I work for the development team that makes Dead or Alive.
So you work for the game that you mastered.
Yeah, basically. So I couldn't tell you how thankful I am about that, but at the same time, I can't help but sit back and think every morning, every now and then, be like, what are the chances of that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what are the chances? Like, I would have never thought, but I make the best of every opportunity that I can. I don't take it for granted ever, and I'm always thankful about it. So I'm glad to be here. And,
What's your title with the company?
I guess I'm comfortable enough to say, well, not just yet. At least part of my title, because the other title has not been shown yet. So that's like an exclusive right now in the podcast right now.
Okay.
But right now I'm the community manager for the development team, Team Ninja.
Okay.
So
Cool. Want to go back though? You said you were born and raised in El Paso.
yeah, I was born and raised in El Paso.
How do you the El Paso attack, did that affect you at all? Any?
Fortunately, it didn't affect my family. I do
good.
have aunts there and cousins and whatnot. I was talking to my mom when I heard about the attack, And obviously it's very unfortunate. And anytime you hear any kind of mass shooting, it's just a jacked up situation. Just a bunch of innocent people just dying.
Especially if it's your hometown, you're just like, check on people, man.
Exactly. I had gotten a text from one of my friends called DJ. He might actually check out the podcast. He's into like podcasts and stuff like that too. So DJ hit me up and he was like, hey man, active shooter over here at Walmart. And I was like, oh, are you there or whatever? He's like, no, but you might want to check with your family and all that stuff.
That's good.
And I was like, oh wow. So then me and my friends, people that played Phantasy Star, we used to play in El Paso.
Nice.
We started hitting each other up. It's like, all right, let's check with their families or whatever. And it's like, and I hit up my mom and I said, hey, check with my aunts, check with my cousins, because she has all their numbers and all their information. And she was like, all right, I'll check it out or whatever. And thankfully, none of them were in there or in Walmart. But my understanding is one of my cousins, I believe, was going into work at the mall there, which is called Cielo Vista Mall, which is right across the street from that Walmart. So she was about to get in, to go to work, but then the cops were like, stopping her. It's like they're like, hey, get in your car, go back home. Don't come here right now. It's like there's an active shooter. You just need to go home.
Right. So
they told, I believe it was her to go home. So luckily she wasn't. Even though she wasn't at the Walmart, she wasn't in any kind of immediate danger. You know what I mean? Thinking about the whole situation, it happens in your hometown. You're just kind of thinking like, had things not gone, let's just say as an example, hypothetically speaking, if things hadn't gone the way they did for me, in the sense that, what if I would have just stayed in El Paso? What if I just didn't decide to move to Dallas?
Right.
And then let's just say I was at Walmart that day. So I think about that for a second. I'm just kind of like, man, that could have been me.
That could have blessings.
Yeah, that could have been me. It could have been my mom. It could have been my sister, my brother, any of my cousins. I could have been out there with my friends. I could have been out with the friends that I played Phantasy Star with. Right. You know what I mean? And it's just a shitty situation to know that. It's even shittier knowing that the person that did it came from Dallas. You know what I'm saying? He drove from Dallas.
Allen, right?
Yeah, somewhere like that. Yeah, somewhere.
How long is the drive?
It's at least 10 hours. It's like
at least 10?
At least 10 hours.
At least 10 hours.
At least 10 hours.
I know, I was seeing a lot of stuff talking about, with the whole, he didn't know what he was doing, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, fam, the dude drove 10 hours. Like, he knew what he was doing.
You had to have had 10 hours of thinking.
Yes.
Of what you were doing or what you were about to do. You know what I'm saying?
Don't even try to use that escape.
Yeah. So to me, it's just like it burns me two ways. You know what I'm saying? It burns me one way in the sense that somebody came from Dallas, which I love Dallas. I think it's a great city. I think there's a lot of opportunity out here, and it's constantly growing. But not only that, it's just the fact that he drove 10 hours to go to my hometown. I've done that drive myself. That's how I know. And
I think it said he went specifically to target Hispanics.
Yeah, exactly. He went to target Hispanics because he's a. I think they already confirmed that, he's a strong Trump supporter. He's,
Not to say all Trump supporters are bad.
Yeah, I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying in this particular case, he was just
very strong Trump supporter.
Very strong Trump supporter and would take his words to heart, I guess, about violence and whatnot.
Yeah.
So he said, screw it, I'm going down there and I'm about to shoot up a bunch of, Hispanics or Mexicans or whatever. And it's just shitty. It's just a shitty situation.
Especially the way he walked in, because, I saw the footage. He just...
Yeah, you see the pictures.
Yeah, he just walked in.
He just walked in with his AK-47.
I was just like, oh, man.
I believe it was. And he just started unloading. You know what I'm saying? I just remember hearing one story, which was really crazy to me, because he was shooting and there was a story, and I could be wrong about it, but my understanding when I heard it was basically a mom and a dad were protecting a kid.
And they died protecting the kid.
And they died protecting the kid. So now, I think about that kid growing up. You know what I'm saying?
No parents.
No parents. He's either going to...
He's too young. He's the baby. Yeah, he's too young to even... He won't even remember anything.
He may not... Yeah, exactly. He may not even remember what happened that day. And,
Also, there's that one gentleman, black dude. I think he's... off-duty Army person.
Oh, okay. I think I heard about that.
And he licensed to carry, and he heard he went to go help. He actually saw children. I guess there's a playground in the area. He started grabbing children out and to help them out. So, I mean, it's good that there's not selfish people out there. They putting their people before themselves.
Exactly. They're putting their own lives in danger before themselves. I mean, they're putting other people out of danger, pulling people out of danger, and they're just, most people don't take that risk.
No.
Most people just like, you know what? I got to go. You know what I'm saying?
To be honest, if I heard gunshots, most
people are just running.
Hey, run, Yeah.
But
then again, that's what you would say, but then put yourself actually there.
Yeah.
You may run, you may try to help,
Right.
So.
Um, I think the part that really strikes me the most is the fact that, because of the color of your skin and because of the different last name that you may have,
Yeah.
is the reason why these people got shot up.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is that he didn't hit just Hispanics. I'm sure there was other people, rather it be white, black, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were just part. They're just part
His
of.
goal was to kill Mexicans, but he probably just shooting in
He was
general
just
when he
spraying
got there.
everybody. Yeah. So it's unfortunate. I think, in some sense, the way I see it is that I'm glad there's so much coverage of it. That's
Right.
the part that I'm happy about.
Right.
Because I think, in general, I think the Hispanic community is underrepresented. And I think a lot of that has to do with the language barrier. And because of the language barrier, you don't get to hear
Well,
all
the
the
language
stuff.
barrier, and then you got Trump
Yeah, and then you have Trump on top
killing
of that.
them rapists and killers when that's not
Exactly.
like when I lived in Garland for a moment, like there's I can't remember what street it was, but the whole street was all Mexican owned businesses. Happy to help you out, happy to cut you a deal, happy
Yeah.
to never had a bad experience.
Right.
Ever.
But then you have the president labeling
Them
the,
as,
yes, as racist or rapist and people that are taking your jobs or whatever. The reality is that we're not here to take your jobs, man. They're
looking for a better
yeah.
life.
It's like one of the comparisons I told another friend the other day. I told him, I was like, sometimes what happens is they live in a part of the world where if they continue living there, they're gonna die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's either die here or try to go out there. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what's going on. It's like they're trying to get a better opportunity.
I remember I saw a story of one guy. I forgot what nationality it was, but he was here because he was feared for his life, and he got deported. And a week later, they found his body dead.
Yeah.
It's just like it's real. It's real
Yeah.
over there. Like
Yeah, it happens like that. It's just crazy. It's crazy.
And then you had the ISIS raid in Mississippi because just get all these illegals out of here that's not doing anything. It was just like they were at work, and like it hurt me. Like I think almost teared up because you see videos of children coming home from school, not even know where their parents are. They don't know what happened. And I saw that one. It was like a little Hispanic girl crying. I don't know what my family is. My dad's not a criminal. You know what I mean? I'm just like if you support that, that's where your priorities at.
Yeah. What kind of morals and beliefs do you have of thinking that it's okay to just kill somebody?
Exactly.
Or taking a life away, basically.
Taking a life away, taking people, tearing families apart.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. I will agree. Like people should come in the right way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the system that they have implemented now is not good.
It's not very efficient.
And they make it very hard. And now, a couple of days ago, they're making it to where legal people is making it hard for legal people now to live here because they want to make sure that you won't. I have to go back and read it. Like you're not looking for help from food stamps and stuff like that.
Oh, I see.
So not only are they going for illegals, they're making it hard for legal people. And I'm just like, and then they changed the poem of the Liberty. I had to look it up and see, but man, I feel like they're doing the most when it's domestic terrorism.
Yeah.
Versus, because then you had a couple of hours later, you had another shooting.
Yeah, in Ohio.
No, not Ohio.
It wasn't Ohio?
Was it Ohio?
Yeah, I think it was.
Well, I know. They arrested an 18-year-old kid from Ohio. Did you see that story?
No.
They arrested an 18-year-old kid from
Ohio.
Ohio.
They was gonna do something, right?
Yes,
and his grandmother.
He had 25 guns, all these rounds. White kid, And I remember I got into a little Facebook, which I needed quick.
Yeah, it was Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio. Okay.
Yeah, Dayton, Ohio.
Somebody was for it. Oh, they need to be all out. A lot of the Hispanics and people that are not. And I'm just like, to be honest with you, I'm more scared of a white person who, he's black, to just run up and shoot me because of my skin color.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm more scared of a white person killing me versus anybody else.
Right, right.
But,
and not to dismiss the Dayton, Ohio shooting. That happened literally 13 hours from the El Paso
13
one.
hours, yeah.
From the El Paso
Was
one.
Was that at the festival? That one?
It was at some event that they had going on, I think.
Onion, some event, something like that.
I have to look it up to see exactly what happened.
Okay.
I'm pulling it up. But, yeah. Yes, saying here 10 people were killed, including the perpetrator. That one, they killed the person there.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the one in El Paso, I think they took him, and I guess they had
Oh, it was all.
Yep.
Come here, sir. We're arresting you.
Yep.
Put anybody else in any other nationality. Oh, and then you had, and then I was reading the stories. There was one story I read that a white kid went to Walmart, fully geared up just to test his Second Amendment right. And then there was another one I read that it was a group of people was right across the street from my school, and they're just walking back and forth, pacing back and forth in front of the school or from the side of the school with guns, just testing their right.
Yeah.
And police was just like, police came, and like school went on lockdown because obviously there's people outside, and the only thing police was like, oh, just go back, like move. But you put somebody else.
Yeah,
Black,
Hispanic, it's a
or
wrap.
any other nationality.
It's a wrap.
Shoot first, ask question later.
Yeah, it's a wrap, man. It's just.
Do you think white privilege is a thing?
I definitely think there is some white privilege of some kind. Rather it be, even if I don't know how you measure that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how you quantify that.
Right.
But
there's
I know
some type of privilege.
There's some type of privilege. Rather it be a little or a lot.
I can't pinpoint it.
Yeah.
But
there's something there that we don't have.
Right.
Basically.
Right.
And
that is true.
So it's unfair, but it's just the way it is. And I think that's I always trip out on people that always try to say, oh, like things are always going to be, well, we all should be treated equal, blah blah blah. And that's like it's this. I mean, I get your intention.
Yeah.
But
they mean well, but there's only so much thoughts and prayers can do.
Exactly. But at the same time, it's just like if and when I have kids, I'm gonna raise them in a way that's like, listen. There may be a day where somebody just comes in and tries to shoot you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just the reality of it.
That's the world we live in.
Yeah, and it's like, and when asked why, it's just be like because of your color or your last name. It's simple as that.
Bro, you just went deep.
Yeah,
because it has me thinking of a kid down, bro.
Yeah, so, but that's the reality. So even though the kid themselves may be like, but we're all treated equal. It's like, yeah, I get what they're telling you, but I'm telling you that it's not always equal. You know what I'm saying? There'll be moments where it feels equal, and there'll be moments where it's not equal. And you just got to be able to differentiate those and be able to prepare yourself mentally.
Prepare yourself and know to scope it out, to like notice it. You know what I mean? So exactly.
But yeah, man, I feel bad for all the families affected, for Dayton and El Paso. Again, it hits hard for me because it's like, I have family down there, I have friends down there, and again, I'm glad they're getting a lot of attention down there, especially for the Hispanic community. They don't always get that attention. Again, the language barrier is always an issue, which means Fox doesn't cover it, which means CNN doesn't always cover it, which means all these other networks don't cover it because they got.
Well, they will cover it, but.
Yeah, they will. Don't get me wrong. They will.
Two different sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like going to be like, perfect example, it's not going to be like Telemundo or Univision. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be on it like continuously. Yeah. Whereas the other ones, they'll be on it for a while and then they just kind of let it go. Because in reality, even if they
what happened? Epstein killed himself. And everybody kind of forgot. I mean, there's always something because there was a shooting and then there was a shooting. And then Epstein committed suicide.
Yeah,
and you don't hear anything from that anymore.
Exactly.
And then after that, it's just gonna be okay.
But even that, just to kind of like wrap that part up, is like at some point, rather it be Fox, CNN, or whatever English speaking news station, they wouldn't even be able to interview people there sometimes. Because it's just not going to speak the language,
right? Which
means we get underrepresented, and it's just like we're not going to translate every.
Y'all don't have a platform.
Yeah, we don't. The platform is taken, and the only platforms we have are the Spanish channels, and not everybody watches the Spanish channels. You know what I'm saying? So it's like It's like, oh, I'm going to go home and I'm going to watch television.
Well, I watch the Spanish channels.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying you don't, but I'm just saying.
I got some good soap operas.
Hey, we got the best, but but I'm just saying, you're not going home. With
and
that being
on the TV.
Yeah, and that being your number one channel to go to all the time.
Right.
It's like it's just not very likely. Having said that, I always feel for everything that happens on the border. You were talking about people that lose families or people that get separated. It's like that shit happens all the time over there in El Paso or in the border towns.
And we don't see it.
And we don't see it. It doesn't get talked about so much. Like, yeah, they're talking about it a little bit now, every now and then, because it's getting out of control. You know what I'm saying? It's getting out of control. These people are in freaking cages, which is like blows my mind.
It's like 20 people in a cage. Oh, dude. And then they're like having to drink the toilet water. And
It's just an
ugh.
objective situation. Even the people they're supposed to be, even the people they're supposed to trust are taking advantage of them. So it's just like, again, it's just stories that you don't really hear often. And I can't help but think like, if you put a different person in that case, if you put a white person, you put a black person, even a black person, because like it would feel like, what? You got black people in a cage? Like, what the fuck's going on here? You know what I'm saying? It's like, but for us, it's like we don't speak the language, so it's like there's no way to complain or say things enough. I feel like sometimes. I'm not saying that's the only issue, but I'm just saying.
And then when they do get reunited, oh, dude, I went too deep in it. Like the kid didn't even like go to his mom. He didn't even know who she was.
Yeah, because they get
And
separated.
she was like crying, like,
Yeah.
Miho, why won't you come to me? He's
Yep.
just like walking off. Haven't seen her in couple of months, couple of years. Just didn't even know who that.
And they're
I
so
was
young
just like,
too, right? So it's like,
And she was just crying. Oh, that hurt me, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that I hate.
yeah, it's a jacked up situation. Again,
World, got to do better.
I think it's something that people don't see enough or understand enough. And I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of different things that we didn't touch on, but that's just what it is, man. But moving on to the next thing, to something a little bit.
Your boy,
My boy,
your boy. I don't know, man.
Ninja. So yeah, for those of you that didn't already hear,
We're switching to some gaming talk now.
yeah, we're switching to gaming talks from I guess what is that, political to gaming, if you guess you could say.
Esports.
Yeah, esports.
is-
Yeah, esports. So yeah, Ninja. So Ninja, for people that don't know, is like the most popular person that was on the Twitch platform, basically. And
Well,
recently,
it turns out, he was not. Well, okay. In terms
well,
of,
most known
There you
person
go.
in the world.
There you go.
Let's
There
put
you
it
go.
that
Yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
It's hard to say.
he's the one who he does have the most like viewed streaming that day when he had him and Drake and Juju Smith and everybody on there.
Exactly. So Ninja being a streamer, he used to do, I think, a little bit of light
Halo?
or semi-heavy competitive Halo.
I think he started Halo.
Yeah, he started with Halo and then ended up, transitioning to whatever he started doing and ended up in Fortnite. And he blew up in Fortnite and ended up
We
being
love Fortnite.
yeah, and ended up being, basically the face of almost the face of Fortnite for a moment and basically the face of Twitch.
Well, the hell, they put him on the face of gaming. 'Cause I remember he was the first person to be on ESPN. And I was looking, as a mailman, I remember delivering that day, and I was looking at it, I was just like, he just plays Fortnite. I'm thinking if anybody should be a face at that time, I was thinking Sonic Fox, which,
Yeah.
if y'all don't know, Sonic Fox is a prominent
Fighting game player.
fighting game. He is as you call it, he is a black gay furry.
Yeah.
Which he is. And at that time, he was just he was winning every
Yeah, I mean, he's a very
tournament. So I'm just like, he should be you know what I mean? But anyway, he moved. He went from Twitch to Mixer.
Yes. So Mixer is basically the competitive platform that's against, well, not against, but it's competition. It's like
Yes.
Mixer, you have Mixer, you got Facebook, you got YouTube. But Mixer is the one that's been like, having a lot of good strides recently because they've been having they've been implementing a lot of good new things
That Twitch should have been doing.
Twitch should have been doing, and not just Twitch, all the other platforms.
True,
So
true.
you got to give them credit because they've been pretty innovative of how they do their stuff. I think they were the first to do the mobile streaming out of those major platforms.
The Mixer started with Bing as well. It went from
Yeah,
Bing
it was Bing and then
Mixer.
Yeah, Beam to Mixer.
Bing.
Yeah.
And it's funny enough because I do have a Mixer channel. I actually have a badge because
Oh, yeah, I have it too. I know
Yeah,
exactly.
man, I was just
Yeah.
like, I looked on it, I was just like, hey, I'm an OG creator. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, Microsoft owns Mixer.
Yes.
Which owned Beam or whatever, and it went from Beam to Mixer. But anyway, Microsoft owns that platform, and they've been doing a lot of stuff. And obviously, if you own an Xbox, you'll see that there's a Mixer tab there.
You can stream directly.
You can stream directly, and you can see all the content creators as well,
Yes.
right before you basically make it into the what do you call it, the Microsoft Store or whatever.
Yeah.
With that said, nobody really knows the deal with the contract.
Dude, I don't care about him moving. I don't care. Only thing I care about is how much money, which it's probably going to be a while until we found out. I just want to know how much money they offered him.
Yeah,
it has been a stupid amount.
It's definitely in the oh my god,
Millions?
Yeah, definitely.
It's more than thousands.
It's 100%. It's definitely in the seven figures at least, higher than seven figures. Might be eight figures actually, but I don't really know. So I'm just theorizing here, just
Right.
trying to figure out what he probably got paid. But because of the fact that I'm sure he was making pretty decent money on Twitch, I remember looking up his analytics one time. Which is generally not too hard to do when you want to look up somebody's Twitch and their income, and it kind of gives you a range, and his range was definitely,
Stupid.
yeah, it was up there. It was like
And that's not counting his
That's not
endorsements and sponsors and partners
and donations on top of that. You know what I'm saying?
Donations.
So that's not even including. So not including the endorsements, donations, or any of that extra. On default, he was making like 500 to $1 million a month.
Easy.
Yeah. So on gaming, so it was intense.
Playing fucking Fortnite.
As you can tell, Dizzho is a big fan of Fortnite.
When Fortnite dropped, I was probably one of the first people, like the first couple thousand people to play the Fortnite Battle Royale. I didn't like it. It was too cartoony. And when I say too cartoony, at the time I was playing heavily PUBG, which is was before. Which was basically what Fortnite is a copy paste of, which it is, because I remember playing my first game.
I don't know about that,
bruh. You load into the game. I was just like, okay, this is just like PUBG. And then you in a bus going down. I was like, okay, this is just like PUBG. And you open up the map. The map was exactly like PUBG, dude. That's why they had that whole.
But PUBG got it from another game.
No.
Yeah, they did.
No. You talking about H1Z1?
Yeah.
No, but I'm talking about everything that PUBG. They didn't like copy and paste it.
Oh.
What they basically took from it's been a while, all right. So please, in the comments, let me know if I'm wrong. They just took the whole battle royale aspect, the 100 people.
Okay.
I'm talking about the loading in, and then the dropping in, and then the map. That was PUBG, and then it was like a copy and paste. And so I gave it, the whole building stuff, and I just quit when I was killing somebody, and they threw a boogie bomb. And I'm just over here.
They got you dancing?
And just killed me. I was like, exit. Nope, that's stupid. Went back to PUBG.
Oh,
but that's probably why, is because PUBG is more. Now, I don't play PUBG anymore because I made the jump to Apex. I don't play any Battle Royales anymore.
I like Apex, though.
Apex is fun. But yeah. you go from like a gritty, more like realistic, quiet, stealth PUBG to. You looking in the sky, people are fucking throwing boogie bombs, and they got mechs now, and when you be streaming, you're in like a little globe ball. You tell them just like that's too much for me.
Too much for you?
That's too much for me.
But yeah. I mean, Ninja was known for that.
Yeah.
So and he ended up going to Mixer. We don't know what the contract deal was. Definitely in the millions. I would be very. Easy. I would be surprised if it was under 1 million. I would actually be surprised if it was under 10 million. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd 5 million. I'd switch for 5 million.
You switch for 5 million?
Yeah. I'd switch for. You wouldn't switch?
With Ninjas? With Ninjas brand?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know. I don't know if I switch.
He's just going for bro. When he did that switch, and I actually clicked the. I went to Mixer, so he was plastered Ninja on Mixer.
I hear that.
And you click it, you go to the profile. He was like, if you follow him within the month, you get a free sub. That month, and like because of that, like. Mixers, what's the word I'm looking for? Users, not they're people who created accounts.
Yeah.
Just to follow Ninja, just like shot up, and freaking like they've had just a surge of money come in because people are dedicated to the dude.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you feel about how Twitch did his channel though?
That is true. So on top of the general news of what happened with Ninja. Let's see if I can pull this up here. So
and also one thing I want to say, too, is as soon as it came out that he was going to Mixer, that check mark, his verified check mark, just disappeared off of Twitch.
So that's an interesting point, actually. Somebody brought that up. And I was wondering myself, I was like, okay, so Ninja has been doing, Twitch for a very, very long time. Mm-hmm. And we understand that.
2000.
I think it's 8 years. I think it's 8 years he's been doing it.
Yeah.
At least minimum 8 years. Let's just say, as an example, I was partnered on YouTube for a while, but since I hadn't been creating content, they basically just take it away from you after a certain amount of time because you got to meet the requirements, basically.
Right.
And I had been meeting their requirements for a long time, and I stopped. So it only makes sense for them to be like, okay, you're not doing anything. We're just going to take it away from you. It's like, all right, cool.
They didn't do that with him.
Right. With him, it was immediately, right? So YouTube generally, at least from my experience, is they will keep you in their partnership program as long as you keep providing content, basically. Mm-hmm. Or as long as you, they have like a period that they leave it on for a while. I don't know what that period is. I think it's 6 months. I could be wrong. There's a certain amount of time that they just leave you partnered for whatever. With Ninja on Twitch, they just took it immediately he left. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, we understand that he probably wasn't going to come back or whatever, at least within 3 or 6 months, whatever the contract may be.
Probably a couple of years.
Probably. But But having said that, I was like, it just seems a little bit weird that you wouldn't just let it drain out like everybody else's.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they had that fiasco that happened recently, which is basically.
And if you went on Twitch and you search Ninja and you click this channel, it would say it was kind of like a little Mario homage. Like, I'm sorry, the streamer you're looking for is at another castle or another platform.
Yeah. Which they never do, right?
Exactly. Try these people. So basically, if they're streamers that, if they're offline or if they're not, you'll either see somebody who they're hosting, or you'll see a previous. You can look at the previous VODs, which is video on demand, saved clips or videos from the previous streams.
Right.
So on his channel, when you would go to that, they took it off. They don't do it no more.
Yeah, they don't.
Because what happened was, if you were to go to his channel,
this is his channel.
Okay. Originally, when you would go to his channel after he made the jump to Mixer, it would say, oh, he's at another platform, but check out these streamers. So on this top streamers page, they were linking to other streamers to go and watch.
Right. And I believe based on their algorithm, it was all based off of whoever had the most views.
Streamers.
No, I think it was based off of the most views.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think somebody mentioned that.
Okay.
And then, of course, one of them that had a lot of views or had a lot of traction was one that had basically lewd content. You know what I'm saying?
So after a while, it would just show just different streamers, which they've never done that for anybody else at all. But somehow, one day that you went to his stream page, number one recommended was a porn stream.
Yeah.
Now, which is not, you can't do that.
Yeah,
obviously.
you're not supposed to do that, obviously.
But
I don't know who the channel was. I'm not sure.
It was a Russian channel.
Oh, okay,
It
so
was a
some
Russian channel.
Russian channel.
It was basically, you click it, and it was basically people live fucking. And it was number one recommended on his channel. Yeah. So he got
which he has no control over.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but he got some flack for it because it's his channel. But the thing you got to think, he's already on Mix. He's already moved on.
Yeah.
So he did he went on Twitter and addressed it, saying, basically everything I just said. I've moved to Mixer. They've never recommended now they do recommend other people that's to the left side of the screen if you're watching somebody.
Yeah.
But they've never put recommendations like straight up on their screen right in the middle.
Right.
And then with the whole thing being porn thing, a lot of kids saw that.
Yeah, because his audience is young crowd. It's a young crowd.
Like, I remember, like, after like 2 or 3 days, I just went to his channel, like to his chat. People are still in the chat talking.
Yeah.
Like
if you never went off there. Yeah.
Exactly. So a lot of kids clicked it and saw
something they didn't expect to see.
Exactly. And parents are mad.
Yeah.
He was pissed.
Yeah, of course, because it's his brand.
It's his brand. It's his old channel. People are leaving that to go to there.
Yeah.
So which I see why he apologized, but at the same time, I don't think he should have apologized because it's not his fault.
Right.
But he apologized for them seeing that, but he made it on that, hey, this isn't my fault. I didn't do this. This is Twitch.
Right.
So,
which is again, it's interesting that they would do that in the first place, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or at least not monitor it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody should be monitoring that. I mean, we all know. They know.
But it's not even something that you have to monitor because, like I said, for any other big streamer,
yeah,
they don't just recommend people when you go to their page.
Yeah,
like
when it's
that.
offline.
When it's offline.
Yeah. Unless
they
it's
just did that to him.
Right.
So if they would have just left it alone like how it's supposed to be,
yeah,
none of that would have happened.
Yeah.
So then the CEO
of
Twitch,
came out.
He had to apologize.
And he was explaining how this is like a testing or whatever that they're trying out, or that they've been trying out.
But see, I feel like that's always like a.
Everybody calls it a PR thing, right?
A PR thing. Oh, we're just testing. No, y'all wasn't testing nothing. This happened.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously they're aware that they have a lot of traffic still going there. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they have all those stats that shows like, man, people are still coming to this channel. How do we basically detour them to somewhere else? You know what I'm saying? And
what I just thought about too? Him leaving, it hurts their like, okay, like you said, we can go look at analytics and see it, but they're probably losing a lot of money because if you think about it, the split is the tiers. You got the $5, the
the 5 to 10 and the
25.
Yeah,
and so half goes to the streamer, half goes to the
yeah.
They're probably losing a lot, like I'm just now like really like they're gonna lose money. I'm thinking about it now. They're probably losing a lot of money off of him leaving.
Yeah. Well, at one point he had like crazy amount of subscribers, right?
Yeah.
And then at some point after he died down, he started dropping a lot. But he still had several thousands of subscribers. So you're talking about several thousands of subscribers of Ninja, and I'm just trying to think. Let's just give a ballpark, just a random number. Let's just say he had 50,000 subscribers, right?
And let's just keep low tier. Let's say
The lowest tier, yeah, lowest tier.
Say they're $5 subscribers.
So basically times 2.4 or something like that, because they take a little bit more. I forgot how much they take. So that you're looking at.
This is the low end.
Yeah. So basically, what Twitch is losing on the low end, just with that alone, not any other extra transactions or anything like that, it's like 120,000. So they losing that 120,000 every month. So
and that's tier 1 subs.
Tier 1.
And we're not counting tier 2. We're not counting tier 3. We're not counting gifted subs.
Yeah.
Bits.
None of that. None of that. This is just tier 1 subs. If they were all 50,000 of them were that. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking about 6 figures every month.
Man.
And they were talking about the amount of viewership he took with him too. So they were basically saying
took a lot.
Well, it's funny because a lot of people may think it's not, but it is quite a bit. They were talking about how he took basically about 1%. About 1% of Twitch overall viewership.
That's
yeah, I know.
Think about it. Think of all the chat.
Well, that's what they were saying. They were trying to put it in perspective. They were saying, like, for Ninja to take 1% of Twitch's overall website viewership, that's a big chunk.
Yeah.
And they were just basically saying if there was like, let's say 2 or 3 more, then you're talking about what? 2, 3, 4% of whatever Twitch's viewership is. It's like that'd
crazy. Be like Dr. Disrespect, Tim the Tap Man.
Yeah, all those
guys.
Yeah.
They were, oof.
And then of course they all obviously when Ninja transferred over, Mixer ended up being, for those that don't know or haven't looked, ended up being I think it was on the iPhone or Android or both, where basically Mixer shot up to top 10.
Oh, on the top, like top 10.
Yeah, top 10 downloaded.
I think it was like number 8. I saw last time I looked.
I think initially it was like number 4 at one point. I think.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of up there, and then
everybody was downloading it.
Yeah, everybody
to watch it for him.
Yeah. The amount of clout that man has, it's disgusting.
It's not a clout, man. Dude's a cornball. But man.
But I mean, I'm sure he made the right choice. It was so funny. Me and my friend, if you guys don't know Swoozie is a big YouTube star. He has like 7 million people on YouTube. Adande. We were talking about it the other day as far as like, it's like, man, can you believe the guy that just won the Fortnite championship? It's like he just won $3 million.
Oh, he had the highest purse. I was listening to another podcast, and they're like, get this. Third place, Tiger Woods, $2.8 million. Second place, it was either tennis player, $2.9 million. The largest purse singly is held by a 16-year-old Fortnite player.
Yeah.
$3 million. $3 million.
Yep.
It was funny. He got swatted. Did you see that or hear that?
Oh, did he really?
Got swatted a couple of days ago.
Oh, wow.
If y'all don't know what swatting is it can be deadly because one person.
It's very deadly.
One person I know has been killed from being swatted.
And I think one time the person they got killed wasn't even the person they swatted. Yeah, like it wasn't even the person intended for.
Yeah. So what happens in swatting is when people are streaming in real life. So the dude's name is Bugger, right? 16-year-old kid. He won the Fortnite tournament, won $3 million. He was streaming. He has like 30,000 people. You just see him playing.
Yeah, of course, he just won, so he's like the star of Fortnite right now.
Yeah. And what happens is somebody, and this was overseas, I saw the report, somebody from overseas was able to get hold of his information, call, and say that he shot and killed his dad with an AK-47 and has his mom tied up. Mm-hmm. So basically, that's like a code, I don't know, that's like high alert shit. So basically, police, SWAT team just bust through their house.
Yeah. I at least in Texas, I rarely see a SWAT team go in and not kill somebody. You know what I'm saying?
And unfortunately, you don't see it because how his camera is set up. Like you see his screen, then you see his keyboard, see his mouse.
Yeah.
But if you can easily go on YouTube and search swatting, and you'll see a guy like camera's facing, he's playing, and then police you just see a gun come up to him. He's just like, police like turn it off. He's like,
Yes,
that's
crazy.
Imagine.
So much attention, right? You got so much attention off of that win. You got $3 million.
Can you imagine? Because I know school's starting back up. Even if he goes, I don't know if he's homeschooled or if he goes to school. Can you imagine being 16 years old, walking high school? What's that?
Imagine.
That sophomore, junior? You're
16,
walking
sophomore, junior, yeah.
And you're going to know, like, your close friends know, people who know Fortnite know.
Yeah.
But, like, all the jocks and shit, they ain't going to know. So you're just walking in, just.
I know. They got all of a sudden. was like all the honeys
So
on
you
this
didn't know
guy.
about it? He just won $3 million.
This guy's a superstar.
Yo, word?
Yeah. All of a sudden, the guy that you would think because he plays video games, and it has nothing to do with whatever he looks like or whatever. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is a person that invested time into a video game instead of investing time into a sport, like a traditional sport, that is getting way more notoriety is going to be at school. The females are going to be hitting him up because he's like got bank.
Hey, bugger.
I know, right?
Like, bitch.
He's like, you never called me that. How you know my name?
I heard you play that knife fork.
Yeah, that fork knife. It's like, get out of my way.
Do the little dance, right?
Everybody trying to do a little dance. Oh my god.
And you know what? As much I hate Fortnite, I don't like the game. All right, I hate on it. I'm a hater. I'm a hater.
I mean, it's not for everybody.
But with that being said, I'm not gonna knock it in terms of their business. They're making. What?
Oh yeah, they're making.
How much are they making a month or a year?
It's ridiculous.
Like they're making crazy money.
Whatever they paid him was like a drop in the bucket.
In the tournament, it was a 100-man tournament, so they had to have preliminaries to get into the tournament. Everybody in that tournament, like the top 3 people, got at least $1 million.
Yeah.
Dude, they had an even younger kid. He placed 4th or 5th. He was the kid I was watching because I'm not gonna lie, I watched the tournament. It was on Twitch. I was playing like League of Legends on my main monitor and watching it on my second monitor. They had a kid. He goes by the name. His tag is King, something like that. It's like 12, 13 years old. And dude, it's so heartwarming because you saw him like run to his dad and hug him.
Oh yeah.
The dude had almost won $1 million as a 12, 13-year-old kid. He was wrecking people in that game. But like everybody, even if the top 1 through 20 got a different payment, right? And then everybody from 21st place to last place got at least $50,000.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Everybody got at least $50,000 at least. I'm just like, bruh, for playing a damn video game.
How much money was the total on the prize purse?
It was a lot. Because you got to think it was a 3-day event because they had the Friday they had the creator challenge something. Saturday they had the duos. And then Sunday
because they paid him $3 million, and then all the money that trickled down.
Yeah, trickled down, but that's just for the singles tournament. You're not counting the double tournaments and the creator tournament because they got money too.
Yeah, so I could be looking at the wrong image here.
They were like the number
different
one
images here.
Okay.
For those that are watching, so it could have been $100 million, I think, in prizes. $100 million is a lot of money.
It could have been.
Yeah.
If you add, like I said, but that's adding all 3 different tournament days onto that.
Yeah. So it's a big amount of money, obviously, that went into it. And then, but the point I was getting at earlier was basically me and Susie were talking about, man, that kid just won $3 million for playing Fortnite. Obviously, it's more than some of most traditional sports, like we just mentioned, Tiger Woods and whatnot. I know some people are kind of like weird about esports, but the reality is it's a thing.
It's here.
It's a thing.
Just accept it.
It's a thing. It's surpassing viewership. Is surpassing.
It's been a thing overseas in Korea and Japan.
Yeah, we
those guys.
Yeah,
like if y'all don't know, those guys are treated like they're
like movie stars.
Jay-Z and the Cardi B's to us.
Yeah,
that's them. Like Dota, StarCraft. Yeah. They are the stars. They're the ones that's dating the models and the singers and shit.
Yeah,
that's how they get treated.
They got
overseas.
6, 7 figure incomes over there for that. And it's not changing. And it's starting to be over here too. It's
starting.
Starting to be the same.
People are just so reluctant. They don't want to. It's like it's just it's a thing. It's like I know League of Legends tournaments and stuff. It's like John more viewership than a Super Bowl. Like.
Well, I heard it hasn't surpassed the Super Bowl actually.
Has it?
It has not.
What am I thinking of?
It has surpassed, I think, the NBA Finals.
Okay.
I think it surpassed the NBA Finals. I think it's surpassing basically all the other sports except for the NFL.
Okay.
But they're predicting it's going to surpass the NFL in the next 5 years.
That's just League. There's League, there's Overwatch, Counter-Strike, Fortnite. Dude, Fortnite?
Yeah.
All the Twitch, Mixer, Facebook alone? I told you that one. That it was crazy. I forgot. YouTube. You combine all those numbers together, the viewership was high.
It's crazy. It's crazy high. But again, just what I was saying is like the esports, I know some people don't want to accept it or whatever, but it's basically here. I've been a part of it myself, so it's not going to change much. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be here for a good while. But having said that, we were talking about how he made $3 million being a part of esports. And then on top of that, he was, what do you call it? He's making all these extra deals or whatever, I'm sure, because he's got so much.
Oh, you mean like endorsements? And
yeah,
deals?
I'm sure he's getting endorsements or whatever.
Easy.
But then we go back to Ninja, and I can't help but be like, he's like, yeah, man, this guy just he had to go through all this stuff. You know, he had to go through so much training, I'm sure, or so much playing of this game to get that good or to perfect his style. And then he won $3 million. And I was like, yeah, but Ninja just moved over to another platform and probably has over $10 million. So I was like, so who's really winning right now?
So it says viewers 2.3 million across YouTube and Twitch.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so this is YouTube and Twitch. It's not counting Facebook and Mixer and everything else. And then the pool was 30 million.
Oh, wow. Oh, the pool was 30 million.
Third pool is 30. But that's still
30 million is a lot. It's still a lot, regardless.
Let me play in a tournament where even if I suck, I get 50,000.
Right.
Sign me up. Like,
Yeah.
That's not Fortnite though. Look, let there be. I need a DOA best 100-man tournament, please.
Yeah.
I'll drop out. Just go ahead and get my. All right.
Yeah,
Peace.
exactly. It's crazy that the top, 50 or top 100 are still getting like 50K. It's like
The top 80 or the back 80.
Yeah.
The back 79.
Yeah.
21 through 100. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Last place, number 100, 50,000. I won't even be mad.
I know. I'd be
I
like,
won't even be mad, dude.
I think someone probably gave up halfway. Thought, you know what, I'm done. I was like, I want to make it further, but I'm not.
He's not even shooting. He's just building something in the distance. He's like,
he's saying thank you. Oh my god!
follow me on Twitch, bro. I would have been.
Imagine! Oh my god! That would have been
Let
the
the
real
camera
winner
came
right
to
there.
me.
Yo, that would have been the real winner.
What is Dizzho? Follow me on
Dizzho.tv.
Twitch. Oh, this guy.
I know.
Self-promotion on
Live television.
live television.
Oh my god, that would have
I
been.
bet you I would have.
Dude, that would have been perfect. Perfect timing for that. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting how all this has ended up being overall with.
We're above that. We're like at 50.
Yeah, I'm
Just
sure.
let you know. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting how it's all gone with Fortnite, Ninja, the fiasco with Twitch and stuff like that. Hopefully they learn from that. I don't.
It just made Ninja look better. He probably
Yeah.
got
Oh
more
yeah, I'm
people.
sure. I'm sure.
It hurt. And the thing is, so what's funny is he actually had people follow him not to watch him, but to stream. Because if you look at it, the analytics and just Twitch versus Mixer's community is like way better. Is a lot less toxic
Yeah.
than Twitch.
They have that's one of the things I was mentioning earlier. Like they've done a lot of things that's very innovative with that platform. Not to say that they didn't take bits and pieces from other platforms, whether it be Twitch.
No,
Facebook, or
they do a lot of stuff that Twitch
They have their own thing where they let you control their controller. Like
Yeah.
that is freaking cool.
yeah, and it's way more engaging. You can be more engaging. Also, what I noticed, their stream picture is way more clear. If you do like a Twitch stream and a Mixer stream,
Yeah.
Mixer is way more clear.
Oh, really? I haven't even.
I noticed that.
Okay.
But I've had Discord. I've had a couple of my Discord buddies. They just got off of Twitch, switched to Mixer, starting all over.
That's crazy. That's a big investment.
And I asked them why. It's because they think it's too competitive. Which I mean, yeah, everybody has.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. Hell, I've been streaming on Twitch for like 2 years now. I want to say. At least a year. And like I'm affiliate. No, I'll take you for example. You've been streaming way longer than me.
I have.
And when DOA first came out, you had those numbers, but then now when you stream, you get like a good 50.
Yeah, it jumps around. It
Yeah.
jumps around. But for me, it's like even though it's great to I'm also affiliate or whatever, and I'm trying to get partnered. Even if rather I do or don't get partnered, I think it's still for me. It's just fun.
Yeah.
I like to do the stream, so that's
I like engaging people. I like talking to people. Like I've met a lot of friends, or not like real life friends, but like in game friends through that.
Yeah. For me, it's like because I was doing or I had done TV several years ago, and I have a following from that, and Evo, World Cyber Games, CGS, and all that stuff. I think it's a really cool way for me to still keep a connection with those people that grew up watching me, and even those that are still
watching you, played with you.
Yeah, played with me, or those that are have heard from me from DOA 5 maybe originally, and they kind of grew up and they're kind of like seeing what I've done or whatever. So I think it's always cool for me to have some kind of content for them. And although I've been slacking on my YouTube game, I've been doing a lot of the Twitch stuff. So I've been building a lot of my Twitch stuff. So for those that are wondering, it's like, man, when is he going to go back to YouTube? It's like, well, at least in the meantime, you can catch me on Twitch.
But I think you trying to go back to YouTube, right?
I am.
All right.
I am.
Look out for that.
That's the plan. So we got to knock out one thing at a time. Right now is the podcast. So the podcast is the beginning of one of my many goals.
Let's transition to that. So one thing, first of all, thank you for joining in this first podcast, the Fresh podcast. I guess we can kind of go just a little bit. It would be our last topic, how we, I guess, became friends.
How we met up and
how
whatnot.
we met up.
Yeah.
So I want to say, I think you said it was either Texas bar fights or absolute battle.
I think it was absolute battle. I want to say
DOA
5.
5.
It was probably 5 ultimate. I want to say or whatever.
It was the last round. It was the last.
No, it wasn't last round. I don't think it was.
How long has DOA 5 been around?
DOA 5 has been around.
Or how long was it around?
The entire series of DOA 5 was around since the beginning of 2012.
Okay, so it has to be that one. So it's probably the earlier iteration of the game. So we met at
a tournament called
tournament.
Absolute Battle. I remember
kicked
you
my ass. I remember you were real big. You always wore that I'm a fighter necklace. You always wore that.
Yeah, I had that, or I had something sometimes. I had like a Vegeta necklace or something like that because I had.
No,
the
it was
beats.
always you always had the I'm a fighter necklace. I remember you always wearing that one.
And I know you ran into Swoozie as well because Swoozie was at that one.
Yeah. No, was it? That was a different one.
Oh,
that
was
was
it
a later one?
Oh, okay.
I remember we talked about You should find that picture.
Yeah, we have it on Facebook, I think.
Is it on Facebook?
I have it. I think I have it on Facebook, or you have it on Facebook. I forgot who posted it.
I took the picture. No, I had somebody take the picture of us.
Yeah,
but that was at a later iteration because we were talking about this is where Killer Instinct was about to come out. I remember that.
Yeah.
But so we met Absolute Battle. He proceeded to kick my ass because I was. I was best at the game in my hometown. But then again, you think you tough shit until you actually go to a tournament. Boy, I got my ass handed to me. Who was I playing? Because, you are a Ryu Hayabusa main.
Yeah. Maybe you ran into...
I'm trying to think who I played at the time. I think I played...
Maybe Street Revenge?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I honestly don't remember it that far.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who I can't remember who I played back in the day. Or back in DOA 5.
It was several years ago, too. So
it's probably Brad.
Okay.
I like Brad. Man, when I watch other Brad Wall players play,
did you see the Brad Wall they played recently?
I saw the one that on the very first time you posted the top 8. It was the Brad Wall versus Kasumi. I'm just like, damn, my Brad Wall sucks.
There was one recently. There was a European qualifier online.
Okay.
His name is Comic R. He just won the online qualifier for his region.
Okay.
You should check it out, man. He did really cool stuff.
I even said this to you. I hate watching other Brad Walls because they're always better than mine. Yeah. And I feel like I got like his basics done, but they be and I'm just like, wait, I do that, don't I? I don't do that. I was like, I watched him play that whole set. I'm just like, damn, my Brad Wall sucks.
Hey, it's just a matter of playing, man.
But anyway, so that's how we didn't really become friends. We're just acquaintances. So every time we started tournaments, he was like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Like, we're cool with each other. No hate.
Yeah. I hate his guts. Let's go.
I hate this guy. The one time I beat him in a set, we're done.
Yeah.
I honestly can't remember when we actually started hanging out and becoming friends.
I think it's when we started talking more and more on Twitch, when we started like streaming and we were talking about stuff, and then you asked for some help, remember?
Yeah.
And then I said, he's like, I got you. I can help you out.
I remember that.
And you were like, I'm using OBS or something like that, I think. And I was like, yeah, you can do this and that. And you're like, oh, thanks, I appreciate it, whatever. Yeah.
But we wasn't still friends, though, were we?
Yeah, but we were talking more.
We were talking more.
We're talking more because we were streaming now. We're both streaming now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And then I guess one day he was like, yo, what you doing tonight? And we just hit the night out.
Yeah.
Oh, that girl from Moxie's.
Oh, my God. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about that.
So fun. We saw Tora Owens.
Oh, man, I haven't been there in a while, actually.
We saw Tora Owens that night.
Oh, we did see Terrell Owens. That was random.
It was it was him and
I swear we saw like the weather lady there or something. I swear I saw like a weather person there from like, I was like, that lady looks really familiar. And it reminded me of somebody that was on the news. But anyway, yeah, T.O. was there.
Because we were sitting outside and you go, yo, is that T.O.? And I was just like,
that's not T.O.
That's not T.O. Oh, shit, that's T.O. Yeah. I wanted to get a picture. I was like, yo, but then I was just like, I feel weird. But hey, can I have a picture?
Because, you never know. Maybe they're just out with friends or whatever. But then
I don't want to be that one encounter. Like, no, make it the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And then have like a horrible experience of this individual ever.
But then like 10 minutes later, he was on his little bird bike scooters.
Yeah,
he was going up and down the
honking at the girls.
honking at the girls.
That was funny.
But
yeah,
no.
then we that was a fun time. I mean, yeah, we started hanging out more.
that was one of the more recent
Yeah.
nights. But no, man, I see you more as a friend. You a brother. You're my brother space. You family.
I'm trying to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be going in there. You know what I'm saying? Be like,
You
hey,
know,
what's
he
going
still kicks my ass at DOA to this
Oh
day.
man, I don't think that's ever gonna stop.
Man, I remember that one time when I beat you that one round. I was like, yeah, let's go.
I heard you.
And then you proceeded to keep my ass 3 times in a row.
I was like, this guy's hype. He's hype.
But
yeah, it was fun. But again, I think this has been a really interesting adventure or journey to get to this point to be able to actually have a podcast.
That was like the pre-journey. This
Yeah.
is the journey now.
Yeah.
And it's not the, what does it say? It's not the destination. It's the journey.
Yeah, exactly. I think some people are too focused on the destination most of the time. They're just like, oh yeah, I want to have this.
I was like that.
I want to have this.
I was one of those people
Yeah.
until I actually sat back and thought about it, because this is like, say, I was trying to achieve a goal.
Yeah.
And when I finally achieved that goal, I was like, cool, I made it. But then I just thought about of all the people I made friends with, just like, yo, if it wasn't for me trying to get this goal,
Yeah.
the journey to get this goal, I wouldn't have had all these experiences.
Right. I think for me, it's the same thing. I think a lot of it has to be like, it even goes back to when I used to compete as well, which is like, I think I'm pretty good. I think I'm pretty good. How good am I? You know what I'm saying? And I think part of that journey is trying to figure out how good are you really? And you don't really get a definite answer until you either one of two things happens. You end up being one of the best or the best, or you give up. And to me, it's like,
never give up.
Yeah, and to me, it's like I'm not the type of person that's gonna give up. So I want to just keep going until I can't anymore. You know what I'm saying? Until I really physically, mentally, I'm just completely exhausted that I just can't do it. In the meantime, let's keep running this train and see what happens, because you never know where you're gonna head. I'm not to say that we're gonna be the best podcast out there.
Oh, but no, we're going to be the best and eventually.
But at the same time, it's like you wouldn't know until you tried it. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
So it's like that's kind of like my whole mentality. It's like, let me at least try it. Let me see how it is. I like it. I like doing things because I enjoy it anyway. I don't do it with the sense of like, oh, I'm hoping to gain certain things. I just do it because I think it's fun. I think it's engaging, and I think it's something
That's how I was at the beginning. I will admit I was doing something because I wanted something, but now I'm just like chill, relax, taking it like.
Yeah, just day by day. See how it goes.
Enjoying it. Yeah,
enjoying it, because then you lose some of that experience, right? And that should be some of the experience. Some of it is hard work, and some of it is just enjoyment. So I think that's what it is. So everybody that's listening to this first really rough podcast, thank you guys for coming into the Fresh Podcast here. You found it. You found the picture?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can.
You can send it on Messenger right there.
Can I?
Yeah.
Is it a share button?
Yeah, there was a share button.
Oh, send on Messenger. There it is.
Did you send it?
Boom. Sent.
Let me see. I'm not getting it. Oh,
Yeah,
there it
there.
is. Wow. Let me pull that up real quick. Let's see if I can get it. Is this it? I'm not sure. Oh, here it is. Pull it up for the people. They actually are able to watch this right now. I know some people are just listening to the podcast, but
Now, I don't know if this was the year that it was in, or is this one I uploaded? No, this should be the year. This was 2013.
Wow, that is hilarious. The comments and everything.
Look how cool it was, because I was playing that tournament too. I was doing Marvel vs. Capcom tournament.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah.
That's Swoozy right there. Delmar in the middle, and
who's that? O Master.
O Master.
Look how young you were.
Oh man, I was a little kid. I was so slim. I was too slim at that time, I think.
Bruh, I was in better shape.
But thank you guys for coming in and tuning in.
We got a lot of things that you didn't say. We got a lot of things planned. We want to
definitely follow us. Definitely follow us on Instagram or on
social media
in general.
After we want to get a couple of episodes in, like 2 to 3 more episodes in before we want to have guests on the show.
Yeah.
We're gonna do like some stupid. I have a couple ideas. I know he has a couple ideas.
We have
we
a couple.
do.
We can't say too much right now.
No,
we can't say too much.
Just they're brewing.
Yeah,
but we're most definitely gonna have some guests.
Yeah,
we get that all figured out.
We got to make sure that we promote obviously people from everywhere, but most importantly people that are local to us, because I think that's important to build up your local scene.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. We'll have more deeper topics of other things.
See, you remember I told him before the podcast started? Look, before this even started, he said I can't mention one thing, and I was just like, damn. And I already had something smart to say, but I can't say nothing.
I know you did. I had to make sure. I was like, I didn't even let this guy know.
He said, literally, he's like, before we start, you can't talk about this. I was just like, damn. But no, we're gonna. I mean, we got deep too today.
Yeah,
with the El Paso shooting, but I mean, we're gonna talk about. It's not gonna just be gaming and Twitch. I mean, it's gonna be gaming. It's gonna be stuff that's happening in the world, pop culture. It's gonna be personal
and entertainment in general.
Entertainment. So please stick around.
Yeah, definitely follow us, and if you guys enjoyed it, just let us know. You can hit us up on our social media. Tell us what you think.
Which is up on the. Oh yeah, you got it up right there.
Yeah, you can see it right there. You can see our IG. So if anything else, you can hit us up.
That's the same on all my IG, Facebook,
and everything.
Everything.
For me, it's
Twitch.
basically it's the same for everything, with the exception of maybe Facebook and YouTube. That's the only two. Everything else is the same. So if you have any kind of social media, you'll probably find us with that name. So
also let us know what you want to hear. If you want to ask us questions.
Yeah, if something happened recently that you think is important, maybe it's not being talked about enough. Let us know.
We'll try to cover it, do some research.
Yeah, do a little bit of research, look into it, and see what we can talk about.
And stuff like that. If you have personal questions for us, hope if it's not too personal, we'll be happy to ask. Or
I mean, if
answer.
you're okay, we'll answer those questions for you if you're okay with us answering them on the podcast.
Oh yeah, I'm saying names. I think we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Well, let's just say for those that don't want your names mentioned, we'll just keep you as anonymous. Somebody asked,
and eventually we will have a page and Twitter for this. We're still, like I said, this is the beginning. We're working things out, but the first step is taking the step. We took the step.
Yep.
We're gonna try to make this weekly.
And we hope to see you in the next one, man. Yeah. So
thank you for tuning in.
Take it easy, guys.